Welcome to the All In Audio Experience, everybody.
All in audio experience.
We got a special guest today. He's a DJ. Welcome DJ Skeme to the floor.
DJ Skeme.
Yes, sir.
How you doing today, bro?
What's happening?
We appreciate having you here. This is my first time meeting you, but we're just gonna dive into a little bit of your story, your passion, what you doing. Just starting out. How'd you get into DJing? Like, where'd that start out for you? Did it start out in high school? I know you went to Tuskegee. Did it start out at Tuskegee?
Yeah, I mean, I ain't gonna say the typical story on how it started, but essentially, I mean, I had so when I went to Skeme, it started at Skeme back in I officially started DJing seriously in 2016, probably 2016. But how it kind of started, it's like my junior year, I had moved into this on-campus apartment, and I had some roommates from Cali, LA. They literally changed my whole life. I ain't gonna say they changed my life, but they changed how I kind of live my life, because they live differently than somebody from Alabama.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They live life a lot faster. I was an engineering major, so I was always in class. So when I get to the crib, it's a function every night almost. You know what I'm saying? So it's I'm coming to the crib at 11 o'clock function. So essentially what ended up happening, I had one roommate. He had the tunes on iTunes. This is pre-streaming era also. So I want people to realize that this is before streaming was real popular. So all we had was iTunes. So you just iTunes and YouTube. So he used to, have all the ratchet music, all that stuff going on. But the way we used to always get people out, they'd be like, okay, it's time to start scheming. So my R&B playlist is always, I got one of the coldest R&B playlists ever. You know what I'm saying? I've been an R&B fan. I'm going to take that over any trap music, over anything like the chill music. So it just, periodically, they'd be like, okay, Skeme, go get your laptop. Or they'd be like, Marlon, go get your laptop. So I go get my laptop, for the next hour or so, it's time to start scheming. So that's kind of how, that was the very, very beginning. Now, how I actually got into DJing and actually was okay, I'm finna DJ for real. So I started out on YouTube. So I do house parties here and there on YouTube. I open 10 tabs, literally. I just open up 10 tabs. So this is how this is actually how I got good at song selection, because if you imagine trying to DJ off of YouTube, you literally gotta be 10 songs ahead, because you gotta wait on this load. College Wi-Fi is terrible. So it's I'm opening up tabs while this song playing. I got 4 more songs that I haven't loaded. So I'm always 4 or 5 songs ahead of what I'm finna do.
I'm about to say, you ain't have to watch out for ads too, then you.
So that's why you have to do it. So what you're doing is, while this one playing, make sure the volume down on everything else. You see what I'm saying? So then you upload, and then it's that's how you keep it flowing. But that's how, and then I used to have house parties pretty decent, So then after that, it was one night, Young Thug had a concert during SJ week, and it was, bro, this is top 5 craziest nights of my life. I'm not gonna go into all the details of what happened that night, but I would legitimately say, if I ever have a night crazier than in my life, God help me, for real. But anyways, it was that crazy, bro. Somebody got shot outside my apartment. Oh. My floor caved in. It was
bro,
yeah,
a floor caved in. Yeah. I was like, what?
Yeah, it was that type of ordeal. So I mean, essentially, I know the exact 2 songs to carry the floor in. So I'm on my laptop at this point, and I play Look at the Wrist, and then I play Know Yourself by Drake. So Flick of the Wrist got them there, and then I played, literally, I was not mixing or nothing. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just on my computer clicking buttons. And then, when I get to, I was running through the 6 with my bloom. Whole floor caved in. Crazy. I ain't even know though. So I'm still going. So then my homegirl come up to me and was like, hey, your floor caved in. I said, what you mean? And I'm like, what you mean? Because I felt the floor bouncing, but I didn't think it was it's ski. So you know what I'm saying? It's old. So you think, okay, this happened all the time. But the floor literally caved in, bro. So at that point, I get kicked out of my apartment, because we were already the worst tenants probably. And yeah, we caved the floor and get kicked out. And at that point, Skeme was born, essentially,
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That's energy right there, bro. Y'all through the floor.
Yeah.
How did the floor cave in? Y'all on the first floor?
It was on the 3rd floor.
On the 3rd floor.
303A is probably the most. If you went to Tuskegee between 2014 to 2013, Yeah, 2014 to probably about 2016. Like that's one of the most legendary apartments. Trust me. 3038 is. And then it's like the next morning I had like a scholarship convocation. My mom came down there and it's like I had overslept. So she already knew where my apartment was. So she knocking on the door. It's like it's young ladies in there cooking.
Oh,
Not fully dressed.
oh
You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like all the aftermath of the floor caving in, us having a function, and then it's just like first thing she do, she see me coming out putting the towel on. She was like, "Oh yeah, this how you live your life." I think that was her like first time coming actually into my apartment while I was at Tuskegee, and I was just like, "Hey, let's go to this scholarship convocation. At least I'm, get my grades." So
Yeah,
dang.
Yeah.
that's crazy.
yeah, it's pretty good. That was it. It's top 2 craziest nights of my life. You know what I'm saying? If I ever have a night crazy, I don't know.
So would you say like meeting those friends and like being introduced to that different lifestyle kind of hit a switch for you?
Yeah,
Like,
because it's like I say I'm more like an introvert naturally, so they kind of gave me somewhat of that confidence and I guess something to kind of branch out to another side outside of the like introvert part. So I wouldn't say I definitely wouldn't be DJing if I wouldn't live with them, like because they just what I'm saying. It was my dog, so it's just like we was cool. So when I see how they move, and it's like I kind of just I won't say they influenced me, but they kind of helped me come out of my shell a little bit more.
have
You know
fun.
what I'm saying?
It's dope.
Yeah.
I feel you on that. Like that's something that I'm trying to work through,
Yeah.
introvertedness, being behind the scenes, not really trying to get in front of people like that. So yeah, man, that unlocked a whole new life for you, for real.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
So that's amazing right there. So you was an engineering major at the time. So how was that balance? You finally at this point, this was what, junior, senior year
So-
when you start really getting into it. How did that balance go as far as trying to focus on that and you DJing? Was it too much or?
So I guess when I officially like really started DJing, I was about to graduate. Like I had maybe 8-9 hours a semester of serious coursework. Like I wasn't doing nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had a music course because it was my 5th year at Tuskegee when I really, really, really started DJing.
Okay.
So at that point, I'm about to graduate. Like I'm chilling, like super chilling. So as far as balance, I definitely miss class all the time because I was DJing in the caf. Like there was events that I was having to do. But I didn't realize that I couldn't DJ until I left Tuskegee. So I guess the family, or I guess the family culture of Tuskegee, how small it is, it wasn't until, because at this point I'm still fresh, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm still like, okay, I can turn up house parties, everybody kind of know me around here, so it's like they're going off more so the hype of who I am, or just, you know what I'm saying, who I am on campus versus me actually being a DJ. So I actually, when I graduated and I did Alabama Freaknik, that's when I was like, oh boy, I'm trash. Like I realized how garbage I was because I was on a lineup with like 4 other DJs. And I was like, this is one of my main partners to this day. His name DJ Ziggy. He from Pensacola. Bruh, he showed me that I could not DJ. Like when I seen him do his set, I was like, oh, all right. And that's when I really got in the lab. Yeah. So that was fall 2016. That's when I realized that, okay, I really can't DJ for real. You know what I'm saying? So and I had been out of school about 3-4 months, just started working too. So that's when I was like, yeah, okay, get in the lab, basically.
I got you. So would you say you had like maybe the natural talent to feel the mood of the crowd, the energy, what songs to play, that kind of came to you naturally, but like maybe what's the technical sides of the stuff you had to learn? Because I know when I see a DJ booth, I just see a bunch of buttons.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, same stuff that you would have on a typical mixer outside of your platters or your turntables, whatever you use. But for DJing, what I say, when I always talk to aspiring young DJs or somebody trying to like think about hopping in the game or whatever, song selection always has been, always will be undefeated, regardless of how many tricks you can do with the music, all that. If you can't pick a song, I don't care what you can do. So that would always save me, like, you know what I'm saying? So outside of that, the technique, I mean, I'm still learning to this day. Like 4 years for me, and on top of balancing a full-time career that I've been doing for the past 4 years too, is just I haven't even had the headspace to be able to practice like I need to, So I mean, my techniques have gotten a lot better, but I got a long way to go still, honestly.
Okay.
Long way to go.
So I guess we can talk about your way into the career. How did that, I guess, the career side, what were you doing? And are you still doing that?
Career is in
As in your
what I went to school for.
Yeah, what you went to school for?
Oh yeah. So I mean, growing up, my dad basically forced me to be an engineer. I feel like not intentionally, like this is all he knew. So I've been bred to be an engineer my whole life, and that's a mechanical engineer, not an audio engineer. But yeah, he kind of bred me to do that. So I had great school success. You know, I had plenty of internships. Interned with Exxon, P&G, interned with the government. So when I graduated, it wasn't too hard for me to get a job. So I ended up going into the workforce. Can't really say I enjoyed it at all. I worked, I don't know, at least I work with at least 5 different types of engineering jobs. And I haven't found one that necessarily gives me the fulfillment that I would want. It paid Gucci, super Gucci, like never complain about the pay. But as far as me waking up every day and having to just walk in there, it's like it affected my work performance. It affected my, it affected my life really, because I'm ultimately having to put a mask on every day. No pun intended, but like literally having to put a mask on every day and abide by a certain, play a game a certain way. And it's nothing wrong with it, but it's just not the game I want to play. I don't want to, it just don't fit. I don't fit into that mold as much as I tried, because I've been at this, I'm 27 now. So I've been doing engineering at least since, if I'm just talking about in school, at least since I was 18, 19 years old. So you got to think I didn't try it. Like and it just didn't work. So I don't know. So I guess now I got laid off as of recently from my previous job due to funding being cut and COVID, and I don't have a desire to go back. I've been out for 30 days, and if I could just give a little bit of advice to anybody that kind of like contemplating, it's never gonna be a perfect time for you to like go do what you want to do. Like it's never gonna be a perfect time. Except the perfect time is I know it's cliche. I hear people say it all the time, like do it now, but literally do it now, because it's like y'all see how stuff going, bro. This will be over with. You don't know when it'll be over with for you. So it's like you kind of gotta like do it now, and if you can, like literally try to balance, because you still gotta eat. That's why I tell people too. Like my whole premise of why I was still doing engineering was like it was keeping my bills paid. So you got to find that happy medium. And then when it's time for you to really, if you notice what you really want to do, you got to do it, bro. You just got to be like, okay, F it, I'm finna try it. And it's like me, I feel like God really was like, okay, you don't trust me, so let me holler at you real quick. And then he sent me to the crib from my other job, because it's like, really, I'm not the type of person to get comfortable, but I feel like I could put a whole lot more effort into, you know what I'm saying? Because I knew I didn't want to do it no more. So it's like, why I'm wasting time, So it's just like when you get to that, it's that level of faith. You really got to be, because I never doubted myself or anything. It was just more so like, oh, I still want to, I'm ultimately being greedy. That's why I feel like it was more so me being greedy. Like, okay, I want this check and I want to get this check. But it's like, it ain't even about the check. It's just your sanity at the end of the day. And you don't want to go to sleep being like, well, if I'd have did this, if I'd have just left that a little earlier, it's just like, nah, bro, just go do that.
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Like for real, bro. It's like, and you'll see sometimes with some of these slogans and even these people that you consider to have success in your field, the field that you aspiring to be in, like they don't just be yapping, bro. Like it be sounding like fluff sometimes, but like once you really tap into what you're trying to do, you're gonna be like, okay, I see where they coming from, like so.
You said something there, because I guess once you tap in and you start having that faith in what you're doing, you go back and start looking at conversations, maybe just watching a show, and the stuff that they say kind of resonate a little harder. You know what I'm saying? Would you say another thing that might like you said, it's part of it being greedy? Was there like a little dry period that you didn't want to go through? Maybe it's like you used to getting these checks in, and so now you going to do what you want to do, so the checks stop coming in and you invested in yourself, but you got to have some faith that you gonna be able to eat even if the money not coming in type thing. Is that what you had to go through? Like what? So
like when I first graduated, I was in Skege. That's my primary market that I DJ, but I moved back to the crib, so I'm not getting booked at the crib.
Yeah,
I'm not living in Tuskegee, so it's like ultimately I don't got no check coming in. And then I turned down a job because I wasn't satisfied with the location, because they had me in the middle of Timbuktu. I literally don't, somewhere called was Pennington, Alabama. Like I literally don't know where it was. So I was like, I'm not gonna do that. So what ended up happening with that, I go home, don't have a job, and then I'm not getting booked. So I mean, I had only been DJing. I hadn't been DJing like consistently more than, I don't even think it'd been 6 months. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, I'm finna just go get a job. So I get an engineering job, and I'm low key locked into that job for too long. It's like I'm still DJing on the weekends. I'm literally going to work Monday to Thursday, Friday. I'm pretty much every Friday I got to take a half day, you know. So that's kind of where it was for me for the past 3 years. Like, I mean, for over 3 years till last year, 2019 is when I kind of backed out, you know. And then what really made me have to leave my engineer, or make me want to leave working for like the government, was having to go overseas all the time. Like, I was in Korea, man, I had to do 30 days at a time sometimes. And it was, I think the year, 2018, I was in Korea 90 days out the year. And that's when I took a step back and I was like, no, because I'm missing too much. I was missing money and I was missing bookings. And it's like, for what? To be in Korea working for the government, it's a beautiful opportunity, great opportunity, but it was like, it wasn't for me. And that's what really made me like, okay, let me buckle down a whole lot more than I've been doing, because I'm finna go down a route that I couldn't even imagine doing more than about 3-4 years at max. Like,
Yeah, you was gonna be stuck in that bubble.
Yeah.
And I can relate to that, as far as like, I was at Kroger for the longest, bro, and then I just quit. My parents like, what are you doing? Like, I'm just like, bro, I just can't. The mindset of people, the environment. I've been here too long, and I'm gonna end up being stagnant. So I gotta revert my focus back to everything else that we doing now. So I feel you on that 100%. So as far as the job went, you did that. Were you able to accumulate the money that you wanted to like have yourself kind of comfortable now, to the point where you ain't got to really worry about, does this DJ money bring in stuff right now? Have you been able to solidify yourself kind of through the 3-4 years of engineering?
I mean, yeah, but I guess the way I look at it, DJing for me is not the end game. So it's like I'm a natural born hustler by default, just because I am. So it's not about, I guess, for me being able to sustain myself with the DJing as it is. And that's why I kind of embrace losing my job, because now it's forcing me to think of other ways to make money too. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I know I've been able to save a few coins over the years doing that, but it's like, okay, I've also invested that into myself, and I've also been investing that into, you know what I'm saying, other things. So I may not have the full liquid cash available that you know what I'm saying? It's stuff, money tied up, you feel me? But it's like, I'm good at the end of the day, because it's investment and my money's still making money. But it's like, my cash flow is not the same as it was. So it's like, I got to get my cash flow back to how it was, but I still got to stay doing what I want to do. So that's just forcing me to literally use my creativity, my natural, you know what I'm saying, hustling spirit, to figure out, okay, I ain't doing no engineering right now, so I got more time to think. Now I just gotta apply myself to get that cash flow back in the game, you know. So yeah,
that's where that faith kind of comes in.
Yeah, no, that's definitely, it's nothing but faith. That's all you got, you know. Faith in yourself, faith in God, faith in whatever, you know what I'm saying. You gotta have something though.
Okay, so before we get into like what you branch it out into to kind of get to that next level, where did the quality control QC stuff start coming into play? Like, when did you get in touch with them?
Instagram.
Oh, okay, so.
Simple. Like, bro, as much, and it's like, this where the introvert parts of me, just like me being an introvert, just really, it hurts me, because I hate, like, when I tell you, I don't say I hate social media, but I hate having to like produce stuff I hate having to have a social presence. Like, I do. Like, I really, really do. I do not like if I could just DJ, pop up, and everybody just be like, oh, there goes, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, in today's world, I don't care what you're doing. Like, I don't care what you're doing. You have to have a digital presence. Like, you have to. And so with the QC DJ coalition thing, this guy named Mr. Two Official, he made a post, and one of my friends tagged me in it. And then I posted on my story. I was like, y'all go tag me in this. I think maybe. And the crazy part is, you realize how many people do and don't support you, even though they be watching. I posted on my story. I said, y'all go tag me in this. Maybe 4 people tagged me. But because I forgot to mention this to y'all. While I was at Skege, I was over the media. Me and one of my line brothers, we actually had this thing where we produced our own TV show, and we also was over the media team while we were there. So what saved me in that situation, I feel like, or what helped me in that situation, was the presentation of my Instagram. You know, it's not, I don't have the best Instagram in the world, but it's crisp, it's straight to the point, and you know what I'm saying? When you go to my page, you're like, okay, he do this, he do that. That's all you need to like. That's your website. That's your ultimately your digital business card in today. So it's like if you think about now, if you trying to, I guess, give your elevator speech or just you trying to introduce yourself to somebody, like granted, people still do give out business cards, but what's one of the first things people usually ask you? Do you got an Instagram? Do you have a Facebook? You know what I'm saying? They don't really ask you. Sometimes they ask about Twitter, but that's more, but they gonna ask about that Instagram. You know what I'm saying? They're going to ask. So it's like that shows you that's ultimately your digital business card / website. So if that's not reflecting of your brand or yourself, or like even if you was trying to get a job and that's your resume, like if this not clean cut, like they're gonna toss you out whether you good or not. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about a talent aspect, or like it's literally, can you present yourself in a way that I want to, you know what I'm saying, that I can vibe with you. So that's how I got locked in with it, man. But I don't want people to get it too twisted. Like it's a DJ coalition. It's not like I'm signed to QC or anything. Like I'm literally part of their DJ, like official DJ coalition, which is still plugged though. It's a nice plug to have regardless. But
that's nice.
Sure.
Yeah, that's nice for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess with that, were you able to, I guess, kind of branch out? Who all were you able to get in touch with through this coalition that you've been able to, be a part of now that you are doing that?
Different DJs, and of course, the guy, Mr. Two Official, he's over marketing for them. So
okay,
that's a good, that's the main connect. And like I always tell people, you're 2 phone calls away from who you need to get in touch with. So maybe I'm one call away now. You know what I'm saying? If I want to holler at P or Coach K, I'm 1 call away. You know what I'm saying? So that's and then don't let the title do more for the title than the title can do for you. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a stamp behind your name, don't be like, oh, because I'm stamped, I'm already gone. Like, nah, you still got to do something. Like, you got to leverage it for you, So that's kind of how I am for me. Like, I don't sit here and be like, oh, that's what I got. But I leverage it when I can and how I can.
So I was about to get into the management aspect. I know recently you tweeted out about being an A&R, so I've been like just been looking at stuff. I see you got a studio coming up. So what's some plans for the future? Also been checking out some of your artists because one of your boys, Keys, he real nice.
Hey,
that boy real nice.
Hey, Keys got it, man. Like for real, Keys really got it. And it's just a matter of, like I told y'all, in today's music game, like you really got to be able to market yourself properly. That's more important. It's more important than the music. I'm not gonna lie. It is. Like, it really is. Like, it's sad to say it, but, and I feel like it's somewhat always been like that, though. Like, how you get your name out there is always important. Like, that's going to be more important than the product. That's like half the battle. The music is, okay, we got that. Now, how we going to get it out here? Yeah. Like, you got to focus on that. So, especially with streaming, it's too many people that can drop, you know what I'm saying? It's millions of songs probably drop a day. I don't even know the stats, but it's too many for you to even think about not being able to focus on marketing. But from a management aspect, I've studied social media marketing for a long time. I've studied media marketing for a long time. So I am somewhat savvy when it comes to that on, a variety of platforms. So when I think for me as a DJ in game, like I don't look at, okay, I'm going to be spinning records my whole life. I always step back and be like, okay, I look at myself more so going into the mogul route. I'm going to, the notoriety is going to come from me DJing, of course, but okay, it's going to come a point in time, like basketball. I'm a basketball fan, so I like to compare stuff to basketball. In the NBA, a good career lasts you 10 years, right? Maybe you can last 10 years in the league, you got 10 years. So it's like, I can't spin records forever. So what I'm going to do after that? You know what I'm saying? So after I'm done spinning records, and you can have a long career in DJing because it's not really based off your athletic ability or anything, but it's all based off your how relevant you are, your notoriety, and there's a lot of that stuff can come and go, saying give or take the circumstances. So it's like outside of that, what can you do? So I was like, I definitely love throwing oops to people. Like I love helping somebody out. I don't care who it is. Like I will always go out my way to help somebody. I won't go out my way to harm you, but I will always go out my way to help somebody. Managing artists, and artists usually don't. For me, when I step back, very few artists are good at making art. Like, so when it comes to the business side and when it comes to the marketing themselves, they don't really focus on that because they focus on the music, which is fine, which is what you're
I'll
supposed to.
surprise you though.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You'll meet somebody and like you've been listening to their stuff, so you got this image of this person. You meet them and it's like, no, they really just that person. Like, they really will continue.
Yeah, so that's how I got. That's how I started diving into the management. But I had to be also very careful on that because it's a lot of work for one, and I also had to be careful on who I attach my name to. Because if it's not on brand for me, and if you not coming as hard as I am, I ain't got nothing for you. You know what I'm saying? I really can't do like I can give you tips and pointers. It paused. All right. I saw it.